The battle for Thor's hammer is upon us. To victory!
Alright guys, welcome back to the most amazing gaming channel in the world. Today we're going to be going over the Season 3 Amaterasu.
Minions have spawned.
The Season 4 Amaterasu build. Man, what was my last video? Opwash, and I butchered that one too? My goodness. Alright, let's just get on into this. First thing you want to go into is going to be your 2. I know a lot of people say go into your 1 to just give you your damage, but because in the current meta right now, the jungler never actually helps out the solo lane. So it's kind of useless to go into your 1 when, yeah, it gives you an extra 15 power, but if you can't actually utilize that, and it's going to give you 15 more power on your auto attacks, it's not really going to help you. Your 2 is going to be much better for clearing lane, which is usually what the current start is for solo. After that, then go on into your 1, then your 2, 3, ult, then start leveling your 2. Your 2 is huge to actually go into. The ult, I don't really ever find a reason to go into it as far as before these 2, because you only increase 50 per strike, which, yes, that's an extra 150 per damage if you land all 3 ults. So maybe if there's a kill potential, I'll go into the ult, but for the most part, oops, I'll go into my 1, and then I'll go back and max my 2, then I'll start maxing my 1. The reason why I max the 1 is because, 1, I get the extra movement speed, which is going to help tremendously. I get the bonus power, and I get the extra healing per tick, which is hugely, like, super strong. At that point, then I'll go in and max the ult, and then I'll go and start maxing the 3, because it's the last ability to do. So there is the level up process there for Amaterasu. For the build itself, obviously you start with Bluestone Pendant, very strong. You will normally go into Warrior's Tabi. After that, depending on how the match is going, I like going into this pretty cheap build here. With either Gauntlet of Thebes, I really like this, and I really want to go into this as the second item, just for the fact that it gives you 400 health. It gives you 15 health per 5 seconds, and you also get 20 magical and physical protections, which, yes, the magical isn't incredibly useful, but the extra 20 with that much health, I mean, at this point, by the time you finish this and get, what, not even 40, you have your boots, so let's just say by the time you can get 4,300 and you start at 15, so, what, you drop 33, 2,800 gold, by the time you can farm that, you have, like, it's crazy. You have a ton of health. Plus, the health per 5 really does help you stay in lane. So most time I'll go into Gauntlet of Thebes. Then I'll come back and go on into Shield of Regrowth. At this point, you'll get your health per 5, your mana per 5 again, your cooldown reduction. It's Shield of Regrowth. Go ahead and pick that up. Then at this point, it's really tough. Depending if they have a lot of slows, I might go into Winged Blade. It's very helpful that you get the CC reduction, and, you know, like, the whole slow thing is pretty important. Witchblade is also a potential pickup here. If you're going up against someone like a tier, I'll probably pick this up instead of Shield of Regrowth. The reason why is because it does give you the health, the movement speed, but the biggest thing being an attack speed, which means you can actually get your aura off quicker of her passive, as well as you can they get cursed and they can't heal as much. So a Hercules, a tier, someone with like burst healing in a sense, or like a ton of healing is where I'll pick this up. Maybe even a shock, I'd pick this up. But for the most part, otherwise I'll probably hold on off. Like an Erlong, it's not needed. You can pick up other things. So most likely at this point, I'll go on in. If I'm getting poked a lot by the jungler, I'll probably go into Breastplate of Valor. If I'm not, then I'll probably go into Bulwark here, just because you do have that extra 20%. So most likely, Bulwark or Hope, and then Breastplate. It'll be, if you don't get Bulwark, then go Breastplate, then go into Bulwark, because you need to get that magic protections. Picking up Gauntlet of Thebes as well allows you to not really need your support to pick it up. And then, as a final item, like I said, if they have a healer, probably go into Witchblade. You know, possibly a Pestilence could be picked up if they have someone like that. If they have like a Ra and a Shock, or a Ra and a Hercules, you better get Pestilence and you better pick up like a Witchblade. It's going to be incredibly helpful. But if all other things are, you know, alike, these are usually the 3 that I'll go into. If they got a lot of slows, I'll go into Winged Blade. Like, you know, if you have, you know, an Opwash with Gem of Isolation, or Poseidon, things like that, you know, pick this up. If they have a Fafnir, if they have, you know, a Tyr, which can slow you with his ult, or anything like that. If for some reason they built Frostbound Hammer on a Bellona, you know, Winged Blade will be super helpful. Otherwise, if they have some sort of healing, I'll go into Witchblade. If they don't have any of those, I'll go into Shogun's Kasurai. I probably butchered that. With that, I mean, you look at the sustain right here. You have almost 3,000 health. You have 52 health per or mana per 5, and like this is ridiculous. In addition to that, you also now have your attack speed increased by 15%. You have 2 aura items to really help out your team, and you get the extra 10% CDR, which isn't big because you're in a sense overcapping at this point. Shield of Regrowth and Breastplate of Valor give you the 40%, so in a sense that's a lost statistic. But you pick this up for the CC reduction, the magic protection, the mana per 5, and the aura to really kind of help your teams out or your teammates out. I mean, you can see you don't do a ton of damage here, but you get to do exactly what you're supposed to do and as a solo laner. I went and played this on stream, and oh my god, I was literally unkillable. Like, I was getting 3- and 4-man gank, but no one could catch you because of your movement speed with the Shield of Regrowth. I mean, look at that. You get the 597. No one's going to be able to catch you. And then you're like, oh shit, I need to go in and do damage. Like, or not damage, but dash away. Very, very strong. So, hopefully you can kind of see, you know, you do what solo laner is supposed to do. Get in, harass, have a ton of damage, and your sustain is ridiculous. Again, you get the heal off, and like, it's crazy how tanky you are with this. I mean, with everything around, you have 188 magical protections, 163 physical protections. In addition to your healing, like there's a reason why I think this is the current, what I would build almost every single time. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you like the face cam. I tried to make it more personal this time because I don't want to just make it impersonal. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And until the next time, guys, have yourself a fucking amazing life.